You see, study shows that 87% of the people hate their job. And that means 9 out of 10 of people is living their life with the job that they absolutely hate. And if you are watching this video, chances are you have been considering for a while whether to quit your job or not. Maybe you are afraid to do so, or you were kind of on the fence whether is it the right time or not the right time to quit your job. Well, there are actually 5 signs that you should quit your job. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever felt so tired after full days of work? Not just physically, but I'm talking about the emotional drain that you got from your job. Maybe when the morning alarm goes off and you were like, oh man, damn, not another day please. And when it's Wednesday, you are like, oh my god, 2 more days to go. Sounds familiar? You drag your body to the office every single day and you are always craving for the weekend. You spend your Saturday well, you enjoy with your friends, you went out for a good meal and all that kind of fun activity. And when the clock hits Sunday, suddenly you feel depressed again because the next day you have to go back to work again. And that is a sign number 1 that you should quit your job. The job is constantly draining your energy. And let's just be honest for a second. How many of you go to the office, stay there for 8 hours without knowing exactly what to do? You take out your phone, check the Instagram, check the Facebook, check the TikTok, or even hiding in the toilet for a good 5, 10 or 20 minutes. You know what I'm talking about, yeah? And let me tell you something. If right now it's your working hours and you are hiding somewhere else watching this YouTube video called The 5 Warning Signs That You Should Quit Your Job, chances are you should really consider about quitting your job. And yeah, that's the sign number 2. You don't even know what to do in the office. Let's say you do know what to do in the office, and I'm assuming that you are climbing the corporate ladder very hard, right? You want to grow. And I think there are 2 types of growth in a corporate world. The first one is the growth in your positions or your title. And the second one is the growth in your skill set. Let's first talk about the growth in positions. Now just imagine this. If you are in a rather small team, and the one that you are reporting to has been staying in the company, the same position for as long as 10, 20 or even 25 or 30 years. There's almost no chance for you to go any higher than where you were at now. And the second growth is the growth in your skill set. If every single day when you're in the office, you are just doing the same thing over and over again, you are not learning anything new and there's really nothing challenging you, and you can't see any future staying in the company. If that is what you are facing now, really consider quitting your job or at least change a new job. And yes, that is the sign number 3. There's no growth opportunity. Now let's talk a little bit about something we all have experienced. Oh my god, let me tell you, that John that day really pissed me off. That's not even the worst. Let me tell you about my boss. Now, we all gossip around and that is perfectly normal. And I mean, I do gossip sometimes, but just not that often, yeah? But if you find yourself going back home and all you have is complaining to your wife about your co-worker, your office, or your boss, and that is the sign number 4. You are complaining all day long. And speaking about the boss, we all know that one boss that doesn't respect your time. The one boss that always asks you to work overtime or even asks you to work on a weekend without additional pay. And that is the sign number 5. You are not being appreciated. I once had a colleague who always worked overtime, and one day her grandma was sick. So she went on and talked to the boss and asking for early release. Now, we are not even talking about taking a day off from the work. But the first thing that came out from her boss was, if you leave early, who is going to handle the work? That is obviously a sign that you are not being appreciated. And I know some people who are watching this video is going to say something like, oh, young man, you know, back in the time, we work even longer hours and we never complain about it. Well, for me, I have a different point of view when it comes to this. Working long hours doesn't mean that you are hardworking. It could also mean that you're simply not just effective enough. So, how many signs do you have? If you have all 5 of them, I guess it's simply obvious that you should quit your job. But before you quit your job, watch this video. Because the last thing I ever want to see is you quitting your job and jump on to another financial disaster. So, watch this video.